Okay, now let's see some guidelines that are focused on deliberate and well-structured practice. Deliberate practice guidelines were the outcome of the research of Erickson et al. As it was published in their 1993 paper, classic paper. Of course, there has been a lot of work since then from many researchers, myself included. Its basic tenet, the basic tenet of deliberate practice, is that no matter what you study, be it maths or tennis, one needs a huge amount of deliberate and well-structured practice alongside various other activities, thousands of hours spanning many years for most activities. So, 24. Find strategies for learners to participate more in structured practice activities. Deliberate practice may be successfully combined with self-learning and peer teaching. 25. Deliberate practice is the golden standard of practice for all skill levels. Even if performers should expect their capacity to engage in deliberate practice itself to evolve with time and effort. Of course, when you study something, you also learn how to study. That's a separate skill, knowing how to study apart from study itself. 26. Deliberate practice in absolute terms is demanding both in time and in physical mental resources. 27. Experts engage in a different type of deliberate practice, inaccessible to novices who differ ontologically. Becoming an expert changes you as a person. Novices should consciously expect their understanding of practice to grow, as we have already said. 28. Deliberate practice is domain specific and should be viewed as a skill. 29. Deliberate practice is not an optional part in the development of contributory expertise. You must do deliberate practice. 30. Long engagement with an activity is needed. How much is domain specific. Thus, practitioners, trainers, etc. should specify for themselves the adequate amount of deliberate practice for their specific domain. If you are a piano teacher, for example, or player, you should know that top piano players that win international contests, invest as much as 20,000 hours of deliberate and well-structured practice spanning over 1 or 2 decades. If you just want to become a world-class waiter, that is learning how to memorize very many and big lists of orders from many tables, that should be achieved in like 1 or 2 years. So you see there are great differences. And of course, I'm not saying that being a good waiter or waitress is reduced to only being able to memorize lists of orders, but just for an example. 31. Deliberate practice is a way of practice, but it does not include the content of practice. Therefore, it may fail if the content of practice is not appropriate. 32. Automatization is of the utmost importance in performing, but it is detrimental in practicing. Deliberate practice leads to better quality performance, automatization, and should be employed towards improving automatization. 33. Performing and automaticity go hand by hand. They lead to worsening, not to improving of performance, an effect which must be counterbalanced by deliberate practice. 34. Improvement in older individuals is a mental process in all aspects. Even thus, deliberate practice is important, but serves different purposes from those in younger individuals. In any case, deliberate practice must be central in all ages. 35. Younger individuals, and maybe parents, should be informed that when sacrificing a part of immediate enjoyment, They are going to play more both in the long and in the short run. And 36, individuals should seek to engage in deliberate practice activities only within an appropriate school context, not an judge school, if elite level is to be achieved.